I don't know if you've heard this, but the Trump definitely 100% is not going to, for sure, going to absolutely, he's not considering to run for a third term. I did a video just the other day about Steve Bannon wanting Donald Trump to 100% run for president of the United States for a third time. Now, in the video, I said that Steve Bannon is taking advantage of the Second Amendment, and I'll get to that here in a second. But there is a spot in the 12th Amendment that I missed that I also want to get to. But Donald Trump was questioned about this on Air Force One with Marco Rubio standing behind him. This is not a long clip. He's talking about the possibility of him running for a third term. Check out what this fat asshole said on Air Force One about this issue of him running for a third term.
One theory on how you might try to serve a third term is that you could run as the vice president.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'd be allowed to do that. I'd be allowed to do that. Well, he's not actually allowed to do that. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe here at the Tony Michaels Podcast. Wherever you're watching this video, you're not going to want to miss a single one of these. Make sure you turn on the bell notifications. Do that. I'd be allowed to do that. Actually, you're not allowed to do that. The 12th Amendment of the Constitution. Also, go to yourpocketconstitution.com. You can get a free copy of the Constitution. That way, when someone dumb like Donald Trump says something stupid about the Constitution, you just pick it up and look at it. There's a free digital download at yourpocketconstitution.com. You also get a chance to buy a physical Constitution, but grab that free download. Let me go to the 12th Amendment. The 12th Amendment deals, it was the election in 1800 where there was this weird thing with Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr because the president and the vice president, they weren't running on the same ticket. And there was this weird stuff. So they passed the 12th Amendment to solve that problem that they found. But at the end of the 12th Amendment, let me get the very last sentence of the 12th Amendment. It says, but no person constitutionally ineligible to hold office of president shall be eligible of that of vice president of the United States. Now, so I found this pointed out online somewhere, and I thought, I'm going to go reread this because that's what you got to do with the Constitution, just read this stuff. Who would have thought if you want to learn, you got to read. So it feels like that he actually can't do this, and then he's completely full of shit.
The White House or the White House counsel to your legal position.
No, you'd be allowed to do that, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think it's too cute. Yeah, I would rule that out because it's too cute. I think the people wouldn't like that. It's too cute.
It's too cute. It's too cute. Oh, it's too cute. Oh, yeah, it's real fucking cute, isn't it? When you're talking about unconstitutionally trying to become the president of the United States. Now, I did the video about Steve Bannon, and you've probably seen the video where Steve Bannon's like, Donald Trump will be the president of the United States in 2028, which technically Steve Bannon's right because even if Donald Trump would run for a third term, he actually wouldn't be sworn in until 2029. So he is going to be the president in 2028. He'll even be the president in January of 2029, like as long as cholesterol doesn't do its job. I mean, we're just waiting on cholesterol here. I'm on team cholesterol, like, yay, heart attack, heart disease, woohoo. But, that's not that's not a very good plan to get rid of him. But the 22nd Amendment, which is the one that Steve Bannon referred to and the interviewer referred to in the clip where Steve Bannon's saying that Donald Trump's going to be president, there's a sentence, and it's the first sentence of the 22nd Amendment as opposed to the last sentence of the 12th Amendment here. So we're talking Constitution, baby. The 22nd Amendment says no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. Now, I think Donald Trump thinks maybe the 12th Amendment problem that he would have running as the vice president and then Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance or whoever the hell they would have be the president steps aside and lets him be the president. That seems to be unconstitutional. It seems to be unconstitutional for him to even run in the 22nd Amendment. But I don't actually think they think it's unconstitutional. Here's what I think they're going to do. They're going to say the 22nd Amendment says, which it does, it says no person shall be elected. That word elected is the most important part of their little scheme here. to the office of the president more than twice, I think here's what they're going to do. They're going to get him on the ballot. They're going to force the Republican Party to put him on the ballot. They're going to force the Republican Party to endorse him as their candidate, because nothing says he can't be on the ballot. It says nowhere in the 22nd Amendment, anywhere, it does not say this, that he cannot be on a ballot. I want to tell you that this was the argument that the state of Colorado had in the 14th Amendment, Section 3 in the 2024 election, that he couldn't be on because he was an insurrectionist. And it said, no, he can be on a ballot. And I think the argument from Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, and his little band of fascists is going to be, no, he gets to be the dictator because he was on the ballot and the American people elected him, because that was Steve Bannon's argument in the interview, that if the American people elect Donald Trump, then he can be elected. And I know it sounds weird. You're like, that's not going to work. There's no way that's going to work. Well, don't count on it not working, okay? We need to stop doing that stuff. Oh, that's not a possibility. Yes, it 100% is. It's 100% possible that Donald Trump will try to get on the ballot. It's 100% possible that the Republican Party will step aside and lick his boots and let him be on the ballot. It is 100% possible that the American people would go into the ballot box, say, well, if Donald Trump can't be the president, why is he on the ballot? And I'm going to vote for him. And they all vote for him. And then when it comes to the constitutional question of the 22nd Amendment, no person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. And MAGA and Steve Bannon and Donald Trump say in the Supreme Court, which we know who this Supreme Court is, that's not true. The 22nd Amendment is not true because Donald Trump just got elected to a third term. Because nowhere in the 22nd Amendment does it say a person can run more than twice. Donald Trump has already run for president 3 times. He's been on the ballot 3 times, and I think they're saying he's going to be on the ballot for the 4th time. So we need to take this seriously. And I know it's kind of funny and, make fun of them and that sort of thing, but we need to take this serious. And it's time that we actually get right with ourselves. And what that means is we need to stop ignoring the truth. And the truth really is that no one in this country really cares about the actual truth. That's the truth. That's the hard fact that we are dealing with. So let's get with this realignment. Let's get with the political structure that we have going. And let's embrace the cracks in MAGA, from whether it be from Tucker Carlson or Rand Paul or Thomas Massie or Marjorie Taylor Greene. And let's find that common ground and beat these fascists at the ballot box if we must have to. Until next time, Tony Michaels, go ahead and like and subscribe here and hit that bell notification. Make sure that you hit that bell notification. You're not going to want to miss a single video. And go to yourpocketconstitution.com. Get your free digital download of the Constitution. You'll get a chance to get 10% off a physical one. And come back next time. We'll be right here, as you will be.